What's going on, guys? Welcome to this very special edition of the Main Event Talk right here on YouTube. I had just released the episode that came out already. If you guys had an opportunity to see it, Main Event Talk Battleground, which pretty much covers the results and everything that took place at last night's pay-per-view. Now the main event gets an opportunity to let out a lot of things that were happening on tonight's WWE Raw. And you know what? I saw everything and I gotta cover all bases immediately because, oh my fucking God, Raw was truly epic. Okay, we're gonna talk about the whole thing, including the obvious part, the obvious thing that we know already. And we know about it. It took place just now and everything. And I'm going to leave the last and final part about a certain individual that just got arrested. And I kind of saw it coming, but I didn't think it was going to actually happen until it happened before the viewing audience's eyes. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. So let me go ahead and get everything out of the way right now. First of all, we're only going to talk about two things. Everything else doesn't mean shit at this point. We're going to talk about two particular things that happened tonight on Monday Night Raw. Well, actually, we're going to talk about three things because obviously everyone is already getting excited. The fact that Zack Ryder wins and beats Fandango and ends up with two beautiful, gorgeous-looking women in the form of Layla and Summer Rae. And you know something? I would bang them both if I had the opportunity. Actually, to be honest with you, I'd rather bang Summer Rae. That's just my opinion. I would love to make love to her in front of Fandango just to make him jealous. Okay? And I'm sorry for saying that, but you know what? I'm a little bit excited because of what I just saw in there. Okay? So I wanted to get that part out of the way effective immediately. So we got that done. So Triple H has a major decision he has to make. And it's kind of funny that Triple H kind of abused his wife a little bit, which I think some of you guys know what I'm talking about already, but I don't want to get into that real soon. I want to get into what I just saw. Obviously, that Randy Orton comes out, and it was a bit of a disappointment. Bit of a disappointment. But at the same time, it's one of those situations where something has to give. And you know what? Something did give. Because Randy Orton, here he comes, coming down the aisle, thinking everyone is going to believe that we're going to see the epic confrontation between John Cena and Randy Orton for the unprecedented 250,000th time. My fucking God, do you think we really want to see that again? Hell fucking no. So here comes Roman Reigns coming from the other side, beating the living shit out of Randy Orton. By the way, my prediction for SummerSlam goes like this: Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. That's my prediction. That's my thought. Do you agree? It's up to you. Now, all of a sudden, Plan A doesn't come into effect. Plan B doesn't even show up. And then it all comes down to Paul Heyman. Here comes Mr. Paul Heyman coming down the aisle, pretty much telling him his thoughts and everything, and mentioning about the whole Plan A situation doesn't work, and Plan B would take effect if Dean Ambrose was not involved. So then it all comes down to Plan C. So what is Plan C? Let me tell you exactly what Plan C is. It shouldn't be a surprise. We all saw it. We all know it was coming. Ladies and gentlemen, Plan C came in the form of the Beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar. And you know what? I was watching that, and you know what? Here's the thing. I'm drinking my Coke right now, and to all of you non-wrestling moronic jack-offs who want to go ahead and start bitching, whining, moaning, and complaining about The Undertaker losing the streak, let's get over that. Let's get over that right now, please. So Brock Lesnar comes in, and here's Triple H shaking hands with Paul Heyman, and then shaking hands with Brock Lesnar. And that's something we've never thought we would ever see, but it happened. Because all Triple H wants is the WWE World Heavyweight Championship to be brought back to the Authority. So Paul Heyman goes ahead and spews out everything that he says that is true, that is right, that is facts. And you know what? I don't give a rat's ass if anyone believes, and if everyone's going to give it this shit, oh, Paul Heyman's just talking out of his ass. I got news for you. Paul Heyman, he's the man. He is the greatest manager in the history of professional wrestling. And he holds the key in the palm of his hands. And the key is Brock Lesnar. And that's how it goes. So at SummerSlam, we already know it was going to happen. But it seems like it's getting more epic by the moment. And we are going to dig the living shit out of it. At SummerSlam, Brock Lesnar versus John Cena for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. It is going to be epic on August 17th. And the main event. Cannot wait to check that out. And I know all of you cannot wait for it, even though we already knew ahead of time that we were going to see Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. We knew it was going to be epic, but my fucking God, when Heyman spoke, when he talked, we all listened and we all believed in everything that he fucking said out of his goddamn mouth. And you know what? Let it be, okay? Let it be. I cannot wait for SummerSlam on August 17th at Los Angeles. It's going to be the shit. Now, John Cena was nowhere near the arena. Apparently, I guess he went to go do the movie that he supposedly was going to do, which we all knew ahead of time that he wasn't going to be on Raw, and sure enough, he did show up on Raw, which was probably a whole lot better than what I expected. But nonetheless, John Cena didn't show up. Brock Lesnar's there. He's the #1 contender. It's all been done. It's all been set. Oh, and by the way, the other thing that I wanted to mention besides the whole thing with Zack Ryder, Paige turns on AJ Lee, and you know what? I dig that a whole lot. I was hoping for that to happen at Battleground, but I think it was a whole lot better that it happened on Monday Night Raw. So they're besties, they're best friends, or frenemies, or whatever they call themselves. Paige goes ahead and pulls her hair, drops her on her head, and starts fighting all around AJ, around the ring and stuff like that there. Pretty much telling AJ, this is my house. And you know what? Actually, in honesty, this is not really your house as long as Triple H, Stephanie, and Vince McMahon own the keys to the WWE. So let's get that out of the way right here, right now. But nonetheless, I mentioned this before. There's going to be a point and a time when Paige is going to turn on her. And when that happens, WWE Divas Championship at SummerSlam, AJ Lee versus Paige. And it will be truly one epic Divas matchup. I can't wait for that. Now, I'm going to leave the last part right here.